Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and here's another episode of Pub Talk. And yes, don't worry, I still got my blue hair. Just a little bit more shaved on the sides. I still got it. Try to go back into the areas we did not hit. Still wouldn't take the dye for whatever reason, so did a little snippy, and it's all blue now. Today on Pub Talk, we're drinking Warka. It's a Polish beer, I believe. Oh, it's made in Warka, Poland. So I only got one video out last week. That sucked. But here's another one. And yeah, a little different setup. Room being a little bit arranged. I had to wipe everything off my phone. I had to completely reboot my phone, which kind of sucked. But it's kind of cool at the same time. It's like you have a fresh new phone after you do it all, which is awesome. It's like getting a new phone without all the expenses on it. So today I'm going to talk about some of the people I hate most in this world. People I think were just wrong when it comes to sports. My friend James sent me this picture last week. Now, you can look at this guy and think he's a proper wanker, and he is. Not only is he supporting two teams in one league, and I'll get to that, he's doing it with two rivals. And clearly, I think he's doing it for attention. I mean, you look in the background, he's at a Florida Panthers game. Maybe the Panthers are playing the Leafs or the Habs. Either way, this guy's an asshole. This is a nice beer, by the way. I like this a lot. But this video is going to be mostly about North American fans. I don't see it so much in Europe. And it does happen. But I feel like it is very common here. And I'm not saying you can't support more than one team in different sports. I'm a diehard Sunderland fan. And I'm a Leaf fan. Yes, I wear this North Stars hat, but they're not in the league anymore, so I don't care. But I'm also a diehard Leaf fan. I should be wearing a Leafs jersey. There, better. So like I said, I'm a diehard Sunderland fan, diehard Leafs fan. Nothing will ever change that. You will never see me support a team in the same league as one of these teams. So when I say this, because it comes mostly to North American fans, it's because it's true. In the NHL, you have an Eastern Conference and a Western Conference. And a lot of people like to pick a team in each side. And I mean, they'll go and support them both ways. It's not one or the other. It is the hardcore on both sides. And I do not get it. If I see you wearing two logos together, you're losing some respect. I don't understand, and I can never understand, why you would support more than one team in one league. Now, when it comes to soccer, it's a completely different story. There's a huge soccer world, and there's a lot of different leagues. And even though in the leagues, your teams have some slight chance of meeting up with each other, it's pretty rare. So if I support a team in North America like I do with Ottawa, and then I support my England team, Sunderland, the odds of those two meeting up is extremely rare. So it's no conflict of supporting both teams. But if I was to have two teams in the NHL, even if it's the East and West, they're meeting up at least twice a year with potential playoffs. And I don't get it. There's 31 teams in the NHL. So if your team lifts the Stanley Cup, that's a special moment that you and the rest of the fans and players can enjoy. How can you possibly say that you can enjoy it the same amount if a second team of yours wins the Stanley Cup? It's not like a player can jump teams halfway through the playoffs because their team got knocked out. So why should a fan do the same thing? You can't tell me you're an Ottawa fan, but when Winnipeg comes to town, you're going to that game dressed as a Winnipeg fan. It's disgusting. People who know me will be like, well, Michael, you like Minnesota. Or you like, I don't know, throw any team you want. And the difference between me liking another team is I don't like them. I have a soft spot for them. What that means is I like to see them do well. But at the end of the day, I don't give two shits if they win or lose. I don't care who's running their bench. I don't care who's in office. I don't care about players who are coming in and coming out of that team. I do not care. As long as it's the Leafs. If it's the Leafs, I care about every single one of those aspects. A soft spot for a team just means I want to see that team do well. But I'll never cheer for them. I don't care for them. And when it comes to the Leafs, I hope the Leafs kick the crap out of them. How can you tell me you have a team in the East and a team in the West, and then if they meet up in the finals, you're just a happy-go-lucky bug because no matter what, your team won the Stanley Cup? It's a joke. Like I said, there is exceptions to this. Like in soccer, Atletico Ottawa is most likely never going to play Southern. But guess what? If they do, I still have my team. Now, another exception for this, loosely, is when it comes to international play. And again, I'm going to use soccer as a reference here. I'm a huge England fan. I've always supported England ever since I really got into soccer. My earliest soccer memories is watching England play at the 2006 World Cup. And when it comes to England, I'm cheering for them no matter what, who they play. Except when they play Canada. I'm a big Canada fan as well. I follow the team and I support the hell out of them. But the odds of these two meeting up are extremely low. England's on a whole new level. Now, if Canada was to get to that level as England, you bet your ass I am supporting Canada no matter what. During the Women's World Cup, when England had to play Canada in the knockout round, I cheered for Canada. It was no question for me. And this is probably the only time I'd actually ever have to choose between the two teams. Now, Canada's getting the World Cup in 2026, so maybe they'll play England then. But again, I'm supporting Canada no matter what. I know who my team is if this is to happen. But that's for one trophy that happens once every 4 years. Everything else they do separately. Friendlies most likely not going to play each other. Canada has the Gold Cup, England has Euros. Canada has CONCACAF, England has Europe. There is no reason for those two to really come together. So it's like they are in two different leagues. Now, a lot of people in North America, I find, have two teams in one sport. And I don't get it. I don't like it. And making jerseys like this is a freaking joke. Now, another reason why people decide to change all over the place is because their favorite player leaves their team and goes to another team. I've been a victim of that. Curtis Joseph is my favorite player of all time in the NHL. And he was a Leaf player who ended up going to Detroit. Guess who I decided to cheer for after that? Toronto. I had a soft spot for Joseph. I wanted to see him do well. There's a lot of players I want to see do well and lift the cup. But there's no way in hell I want to see them do it if they're not in a Leaf jersey and they're playing Toronto. There's no way in hell. I know most people are probably sitting there saying, well, I know who my team is. I just want to stay interested. Why do you need a team to follow, to be so interested in a sport you already love? Now, and there's some cases, I get it. If you're the Premier League in England, if your team is in second, third, fourth division, and you want to watch the Premier League, you may have a team that you want to see do well. You may follow that team. But most likely when they play the team, or if they ever do play the team lower down, you know who you're cheering for. I understand following a team, that's fine. But to say you have two favorites, two teams you're going all out for, it makes zero sense. I know this video will probably piss a lot of people off if they're on this, and they'll comment, well, I live in Ottawa, but I support this team as well. Okay. Or, I'm from this city, and then I moved to this city, so I kind of support too. And again, you want to jump on a wagon because of success, fine. Because I think that's really what it comes down to. Is if one team's not doing as well, you can jump on a wagon and still enjoy the playoffs or enjoy whatever it is that you think you're doing. At the end of the day, why can't you just sit down and watch a sport that you truly love to begin with? You shouldn't need a team to cheer for to make it more interesting if you're a real fan of the sport. I'm a Leaf fan who lives in Ottawa. I go to Sens games all the time. And not once do I sit there and cheer for Ottawa, really, or cheer for any other team, really. I celebrate good goals, good plays, and I sit there and I enjoy the game for what it is. I think the only thing worse than this is people who jump on a wagon just because of a winning team, or when they do this as well. Because, I can't tell you how many people I saw in Ottawa say they're Ottawa fans, but then turn into, I also support Chicago. I also support the Kings. No, funny enough, they only won Stanley Cups. Multiple Stanley Cups in the last couple of years, so that's weird, isn't it? My ass. Now you may be sitting there thinking, sports are supposed to be fun. Why do you care who they cheer for? And honestly, I don't. Unless you're a Montreal fan, then I don't give two shits about you. But And again, you're right. I'll give you that. They're not hurting me, so do what you want. If you're going to sit there and tell me you cheer for 2, 3, 4 teams that are all competing for one cup, I don't care. Being a Leaf fan means a lot to me. I almost identify as a Leaf fan because hockey means a lot to me. I grew up on it. And it may be silly to say, but hockey has got me through some hard times. I care for the sport and I care for the Leafs. I've been in hospital beds watching these games and how much it means to me to see them win.
You've been in Cuba, and instead of snorkeling, you've watched the playoffs.
The sport means something to me more than just a game. So when it comes a time when these boys lift the Stanley Cup, I can't tell you how happy I'll be. Because I've been there through some pretty good times, but I've been there through 10 years of missing the playoffs. Most of my childhood, I did not see the Leafs in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and that sucked. Growing up in Ottawa, that sucked. But I know there'll be no better feeling when and if we finally do lift that cup above our heads. And I don't understand how someone who has multiple teams in one league competing for one cup can feel the same way. Sure, in the playoffs, if Toronto's not there or they get eliminated, there's teams I want to see win more than other teams. But I'm not going to cheer for them in the sense of throw a party if they win the cup. At the end of the day, I don't care. Sure, I don't want to see Montreal win the cup, or any other Canadian team for the matter. Should I get into that? Yeah, we got time. We will get into that. A couple of years ago, I was told I'm unpatriotic because I don't want to see Montreal win the Stanley Cup. Well, fuck me. This is very common in Canada, and you'll hear this every year at the playoffs. You'll see it on Facebook, you'll hear it at the store, no matter what you go. You'll hear this. I don't care who wins, as long as it's a Canadian team. For those who don't watch hockey, a Canadian team has not won the Stanley Cup since 1993. That's almost 30 years with American teams just winning the Stanley Cup. And guess what? I don't want Canada to win the cup unless it's my boys. And I was told I was unpatriotic because of that. And I'm sorry. The next team in Canada to win the Stanley Cup would be huge. They would be considered, I don't want to say Canadians' greatness because everyone will hate on it regardless. Especially if it's the Leafs. We're probably the most hated team in Canada. People would hate it if we're the ones to lift the cup. But that's what you want. Why would I want another Canadian team to be the one to bring it home when it could be the team I support? Now, if you support an American team and you live in a Canadian city, sure, you may want that team to do it, but I still don't want that to be your second team, just so you have more odds of being happy that year. What a crock of crap. So, no, I don't want to see another Canadian team do it, unless my guys are the one. Or at least the first ones to do it. And someone asked me once, if Ottawa won the Stanley Cup, would you go to the parade? Yeah, I would. It's a historic moment for the city and the team and just NHL. You get to witness a Stanley Cup parade. Of course I'd be there. That doesn't mean I'm a Sens fan. That doesn't mean that I'm happy they won it. But why would I miss out on an event like that? So yes, I have one team. I know in the playoffs, I don't want to see a Canadian team do it over us. And I didn't always think that way. I used to be like, oh yeah, I want a Canadian team to win it. And then one of my friends actually pointed out to me, like, why would you want another Canadian team to take that away from yours? It's like, you know what, you're right. And he changed my opinion. Hopefully, that changes yours. So that's my little rant. Support one team. Because when you win the championship, it'll mean more to you than ever. And if you want to support more than one team, you do you. But I'm telling you, you won't be as happy. You may say you are. You may tell yourself this is what you want. But you're not. International's different play. And soccer's a little different. But one team in one league is all you need. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one. I'll be back again soon, hopefully. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a like. Tell me what you think. Let me know. Am I wrong? I don't think I am. I'm not. You guys have a good one.